Hello friends, Marcy here, and I am anxious to share the newest Sailor inks that I received from a recent Endless Pens order. Of course, I received an email, that always gets me, and they had a sale. So I was looking at these inks and I remembered that I had samples of these or something similar. And so this is Sailor KOKORO Guma, Hana GOKORO, and ZARE GOKORO. Um, and I remember them being color changing inks, like chameleon inks. And I had that experience from, get my little everyday notebook from Galen Leather with Tomoe River paper. But I remember receiving, this is listed as Ink Flight May of 2023. So that was a subscription I was receiving, and I had received all these color changing inks, the Sailor Iromeku Date GOKORO, which was not available. It was sold out when I was looking at purchasing, and Sailor Iromeku Hana GOKORO, which I was able to place in my cart. Then the Sailor Iromeku ZARE GOKORO. Again, I was able to snag that one. So these two I already have samples of, and Sailor Iromeku KOKORO Guma. I was able to snag that one. There were others that on the list that were not like my favorite, which has a green. Iromeku Suki GOKORO was not available for purchase. It was available, but it was sold out. So that'll be a later purchase. But when I saw those names, it's like, oh my goodness, the color changing inks. I want some. So these are old samples from May of 2023 from sample vials. I would like to do some swatches with you today and show you the gorgeous color changing properties of these inks. So let me get my boxes open, bottles out, and my swatch book, the Wearing Goal swatch book. So today I will be using my silicone swab that sometimes I trade off between using the brush or the swab or the Kakamori nibs. I also like for putting down some ink. And my Iro Utsushi medium nib dip pen. So let's look at the label on the box because we'll compare those to what we actually swatch. Gorgeous either way. And I'll put these aside for us to look at in a minute. KOKORO Guma will be the first. We'll be using the Wearing Goal swatch book, which I really, actually, let me look. Yeah, I just wanted to double check to make sure there's no shimmer that I need to invert and disperse in the liquid. Oh my goodness, that's full. Kind of reminds me of a Noodler's bottle, but I'm assuming that's a bubble. Oop, there we go. All right, so this is KOKORO Guma, and I will have to look up the English translation meanings of those inks. I should have done that before I started. Goodness. And the fun part of this ink is that it does change colors while it dries. So I want to talk while that is happening here with you. And you can already see the brown and even the violet purple in the dry inks. Looks like a desert scenery there. With the wet ink, let me go ahead and write Sailor while that's drying. KOKORO Guma. Oh my goodness, the way I actually applied the swatch across the page with the silicone in the horizontal left, right, or whatever smear, it does look like a desert, painted desert mountain. New Mexico, Arizona, are you hearing me? Oh, And I'm already seeing the brown here, which as it dries, it's becoming lighter. These inks are so much fun. Like, I never knew it was so much fun to watch ink dry, but it is. And I get the most enjoyment using these inks with a broad or stub nib. It puts down a lot of wet, and it quickly and gradually changes. So I'm thinking my Pilot 823 would be an excellent pen to use this in. Oh my goodness, wonderful. All right, and moving right along, let's not make this video too long. We're going to be looking at, actually, as that's drying, let's double check the swatch on the box. This has more purple hues to it from my eyes, but we are moving along to Hana GOKORO, and again with the swatch. Now, just because of me and the way my brain is, I wish I had done my new 3 sailors in a row, 3 across, but I didn't. I have my Pelikan Edelstein Golden Lapis, which was a recent swatch. Okay, I'm liking this. And we're going to do, got a little drop right there. I want to get off my mat. With the dip nib, Hana GOKORO. Everything is just so enjoyable today. Is it just me, or are you thoroughly enjoying these excellent color changing experiences? Love it. Oh my goodness. And of course, I always want to cap my bottles as soon as possible because, you know, surprises happen. Wow. And of course, I'll have to do a writing sample on another paper. And this is ZARE GOKORO. It's going to make a lot more sense to you once I look up the meanings of those words in Japanese with the English translation. They seem to always have to do something with nature and seasons. So ZARE GOKORO. All right, my last one, the Hana GOKORO, started out as a gray, and I'm seeing it's dried to a brown. And this one's starting out as a dark gray taupe. Also drying with, actually you can see, let me get the lid because you can see it has a lot more blue tint in it, blue-gray. Sailor ZARE GOKORO. So they are starting, and this one has some more burgundy, reddish purplish hues to it. So wet, it is very blue, and dry, it brings up the brown shades. Again, let me use the lids as comparison to backtrack. We have a dark gray, dark, almost like a Payne's gray, slate blue on the GOKORO. Here, this is wet, this is dry, and then one more. Oops, I had a liquid on the KOKORO Guma. The syllables really get me going. All right, and this is a very dark, almost black, wet, dark gray, black liquid, and then it dries to the brown. So these inks are very fun, and the bottles are quite affordable. Sailor inks are a really good deal as far as quality, and I think these are 30 ml bottles. Of course, the writing is not in English there, oh, 20 ml, sorry, 20 ml bottles at around $10 to $12 a bottle makes it very, very affordable and a quality ink. So thank you for joining me today as we enjoy watching ink dry together. You have a blessed day. Bye bye.